Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to step on the ice for some biscuits and penalties. I'm Cobra, and I am joined on the ice once again by Cat. Hi, Cat.
I might be on the ice, but I'm not promising that I'm standing up the whole time.
Hey, don't worry. Uh, we all fall and tumble first time we step up on here, but you've been on here a couple times. You're gathered
Yeah,
your
a
footing.
couple.
Yep. So before we get started, um, we had a tragedy happen. So yeah, Cat, if you can, everyone on here, moment of silence for the plane crash victims that happened a couple nights. Was it last night or was it a couple nights ago?
Last night, and then there was another plane crash
Yep.
in Philly today. So
Yep. All right. So moment of silence. About 10 seconds. I'll watch the time. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Tragedy is something we all unite under. It
well, and to
sucks.
lose, you know, some of our best up and coming figure skaters, and
Yes.
it sounds kind of you know weird to focus on figure skaters, but these were, people who were going to represent our whole country at some point.
Yeah. Or they could have had promising career in the if they wanted to pursue it in the PWHL, in the women's hockey league, you
Oh,
know.
for sure.
Absolutely, which by the way, that's one thing I will definitely say is that women's hockey is intense. Um that's
See,
coming
now I have to watch women's hockey.
Yep, which I hope is starting soon. But anywho, let's get to the news.
Yeah,
Um,
let's get on to hockey.
correct. In we're gonna start in the West Coast with the Seattle Kraken. They have waived their goaltender Philip Grubauer. Um, which I will say this about Philip Grubauer: when they signed him, it seemed like to me like it was a great move because he had a stellar time in Colorado when he was there, and he looked like he earned the paycheck. But
Doesn't everybody
you
have
know,
a stellar time in Colorado, though? I mean,
smoke weed every day. But no,
and
he had a Stanley Cup playoff run, and he performed excellently. It looked like that when he was with the Capitals that he was kind of he was doing well as a backup, but he just needed someone to give him an opportunity to start. Colorado gave him that, and he performed admirably. But it seemed like in Seattle something went off, and now he's cut.
team now.
I believe. Well, here's the thing with how the NHL works. Basically, if he clears waivers, if no one claims him,
Uh
he
huh.
gets sent. He gets sent down to the minor leagues to the AHL.
There's a
So
minor league for hockey.
yes, there are
Okay,
plenty of
see,
yeah.
for anybody who doesn't know, I don't know anything about hockey. Okay,
We need to make that merch. We need to make that merch.
I know.
Make us big, guys.
I know a little bit here and there about hockey. Like, there's a puck. There's
There's
hang
a
on,
goalie. There's a goalie
five.
guarding the net. There's five other
Is it?
players.
It's five other players in the goalie, right? I was right.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, and then you, of course, have the referee. There's a penalty box for when you get a little too feisty. You're allowed to fight, but not when the other
all the
guy, like
time.
when one of you falls on the ice, like that's it.
It, yep. And also, to be fair, sometimes fighting is a lot more gentlemanly in a way.
Yes, like
In
you both
hockey,
have to
it's
square up. Like
yeah,
the
it's
helmets come
very
off, the gloves come off. You
yep,
both square up. You're both like ready, and then you're allowed to fight. And then at
yeah,
the end of the game, everybody's like fine.
yeah, because at the end, it's like sometimes it's like you see that the people are fighting and they're just having a blast. They don't, but you know,
It's uh, it's kind
but
of
yeah,
like
but getting
I don't
to it,
know.
yes, the NHL does have a minor league system,
Okay.
just like the MLB, which I know,
Okay.
Kat, you're getting excited for. I know.
I'm
Yeah,
getting so excited
The
for it.
NHL does have a minor league system. Um,
Okay.
the, there is a developmental league for rookies called the ECHL. But the main one is called the AHL, the American Hockey League. So,
Oh.
which is weird considering there are actually teams from Canada in the AHL, so that's always fun.
Oh.
Yep. But the AHL is
So
just as important. The AHL is just as important as the NHL. So that's
so
where I'll
the
get.
AHL is just in America.
No, it's
Oh.
yeah. We have teams in Canada for the AHL as well.
Oh, I missed a word or two in there. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
So
It's all right.
because of course the NHL is, both countries, and I always
Yes.
thought that was weird when I was growing up. I always thought it was weird because it didn't occur to me that we also have baseball teams in the MLB that are in Canada.
Yeah.
I- It didn't
We
it didn't
had
really
two.
occur to
Now we
me.
have just one right now.
Is it just one?
Yeah. It's just Toronto. It used to be Montreal and Toronto.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Uh,
Ooh.
Where did that
Any
come from? You put that back away.
what?
That doesn't come out again.
What?
That don't do it. Don't do it.
That's an old gag. Um, uh, anyone who knows the Comedy Central TV Funhouse, that was from the baby immigrant and the guy on mushrooms. Um, Anywho, let's getting back to the news.
Get back to
You
it. Come
know,
on, Cobra.
yep. Let's go to Utah as their fight for their fight for a team name trademark continues.
They
They're
have a new
since they
poll up, don't they?
what's up?
They have a new poll up.
Yes, and since they cannot use the Yeti, they have to use. They have three names on the list. Of course, they have the hockey club because fucking
That's what they are right
Mormons.
now. Right.
Yep, that's what they are right now. But the other two that are on the list are the Mammoth and the Outlaws.
I kind of like the Outlaws.
I do too. Primarily, it fits in with the frontier, the west, that Utah is primarily known for,
Mhm.
if that makes sense, but because there's not, if they blow this and said, you know what, hands in the air, Utah Hockey Club, we're gonna pull a Dan Snyder, Washington,
No.
redacted commanders type thing, um,
That would
yeah,
be awful. Like
that
why
would be that would be brutal. Although I would laugh because that is Gary Bettman's biggest failure. That's
Well,
all
and
I
I
gotta
wonder
say.
how many people are trying to vote on this who just want them to have a stupid name.
They need an identity. Because
Me
here's
too.
the thing. I feel for the I said this before. The uniform is the most important part of any team.
Yeah.
Whether you are a little kid learning about the sport of whether it be hockey, football, soccer, whatever,
Yeah.
whether you and when you go to your little league, you go to your you go to your you go to your little league, you go to your pee wee, you go to your Pop Warner. You have a team identity. You are I mean, pretty sure Kat, I know you can relate to this because
Oh yeah.
I know when you sign up your kids to go little league, right?
Yeah.
They have an identity under a uniform. And
Which
I'm
they're
pretty
always
sure
so excited to find out what their team is going to be. And
exactly.
there was one season that the coaches were like, "Oh, um I don't think we're doing like MLB team names. I think we're just going to be like red or blue or yellow or orange." The kids were so upset that
Yeah,
one of the
because
kids was like, but one of the kids was like, "If we're yellow, we should be the bananas." And every single child started like clapping and jumping up and down. They were like, "Yeah, let's be the
yeah, yeah,
bananas." So all
exactly.
season they ended up with a
Considering
team name, but all
yeah,
season they called themselves the Bananas.
yeah, yeah, and considering that the Savannah Bananas are a thing, which we'll get
Yes,
to in our baseball podcast. I love those guys.
I can't
Um,
wait.
yep, I know. But uh, yeah, it's important to have a team identity.
Yeah, I hope they go for the
Because
Outlaws.
because here's the thing. Even when I was in Little League, unfortunately, a lot of our names were based on the based on the company that was sponsoring you.
Yes,
All right, when I was in
yes.
Little League, so and ironically, I ended up on the same team twice.
Oh man.
I ended up on the Edge Hill Pharmacy baseball team
Oh my god.
twice.
Now
So,
see, we have people who sponsor us, but
yep.
it's the team name, and then on the back of the jersey, it's now. I because I'm a dork. I went on to the Utah Hockey Club website. They're
Hey, she
having
does research.
fans. They're having fans vote at the game.
Yeah, because
So
I believe they want to get this right. I believe they want to get this right. So I
that's
am
such a big
hopeful.
deal.
I am hopeful that the fans themselves that they decide on an end
Yeah.
that it doesn't go to a tie, and it's like all of a sudden hockey clubs, like the top winner. I would be so furious as a fan of sports that there exists a team that couldn't think of an identity and just said, hands in the air, we're the hockey club. Like, to me, that's just gross.
Well, this is saying that there are going to be SEG staff around the arena before and during the games to help interested fans take the survey and cast their vote for the name and logo they like the best.
Right.
So that's
Eh,
promising that they're taking such care with this, because you're right, the teams and fan bases need that identity. They need
yeah,
something to kind of rally around.
yeah. But I will say this, in this venture, keep the colors. Like the
Yes,
colors
those
that Utah
colors are
have
gorgeous.
they're clean. Again, my high school had those colors, the navy blue, white, and the Columbia powder blue. Keep those colors. It's a great combination. That is my suggestion.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, you know, Alexander Ovechkin is getting closer to Wayne
He's
Gretzky.
one more. He's in the teens now. This is getting exciting. I
Yes.
couldn't I tried really hard to find that game somewhere. So in any of our comments that we have either on YouTube or Spotify, if people could tell me how they're watching the Capitals games, that would be fantastic. Because I'd really like to see him score one of these goals.
Yeah, and let me be honest. Alex Ovechkin is one of the greatest, just pure goal scorer. Period.
See, I remember I didn't have cable growing up, like it was not available because I kind of live a little bit out in the sticks. But um, I had boys in my classes who loved hockey, and one of them dressed up as Wayne Gretzky for Halloween one year.
Wow.
And we all knew who Wayne Gretzky was
Yeah.
because it was
One of the
Wayne Gretzky.
yes.
But it wasn't until I was way older that I even saw any kind of footage of him playing.
Yeah.
And he was flawless.
Yeah.
And to see a lot of these guys skating now, it's that I don't know.
Yeah.
I really feel like Wayne Gretzky set the standard for how to skate, how to handle the puck.
Yes.
He really
Yeah.
and truly, I think, and again, I'm no expert, but I really and truly feel like he really changed the game.
Well, that's why he's the great one. That's why his number 99 is retired league wide. Anyhow,
Absolutely.
so let's get to the standings. Not gonna lie. Kat, uh, can I ask you, do we want to start on the East or do we want to start on the West? Kat?
Sorry, my microphone wasn't cooperating.
All right.
I think we started on the West last time. So let's start
Oh,
on the East.
all right. So Atlantic or Metropolitan? Take your pick.
Metropolitan.
All right. So we're going to start
Because
with the
it's that
Metropolitan.
cool.
We're going to start with the East Coast and Eastern Division, Eastern Conference, and we're going to start with the Metropolitan Division.
Yeah.
And of course, at the top of the Metro is the Washington Capitals.
Oh, look at that.
30,
Sweet.
34, 11, and 6 for 74 points.
Wow.
Then, of
Is that the
course,
highest? Is that the highest points?
no, we'll get to that. But coming up right behind them is the Carolina Hurricanes.
There we go.
32, 16, and 4, 68 points.
Wow.
Yep, and behind them, the New Jersey Devils, 29, 18, and 6, 64 points. Behind them, the Columbus Blue Jackets fighting for Johnny Gaudreau, 25, 19, and 7, 57 points. And interestingly enough, behind the Blue Jackets, the New York Islanders.
Oh.
23, 20, and 7, 53 points. Then the New York Rangers, 24, 22, and 4, 52 points. The Philadelphia Flyers, 23, 24, and 6, 52 points.
Yikes.
And in the last place in the Metropolitan Division, the Pittsburgh Penguins. 21, 24, and 8. Yep, 50 points.
See, it's always the teams I like.
Yep. Well,
Although I like Washington.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're in that area, Kat. You're in the Maryland area, so Washington and Baltimore definitely gravitate towards your area.
Yeah.
But now to the Atlantic Division, and at the top is the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers.
Oh.
30, 19, and 3, 63 points. Then the Toronto Maple Leafs, 30, 19, and 2, 62 points.
I love their logo. It's so cute. They fit all the words on a
Yep.
maple leaf.
Yeah. Well, there's also, I will also tell you that with a lot of logos, there are some Easter eggs in the logos.
Oh,
Yep. So, yeah, that's definitely something to look at. I mean, Carolina has an Easter egg in their alternate logo, so there's that. Then the Ottawa Senators, 27-20-4, 58 points. The Tampa Bay Lightning, 27-20-3, 57 points. The Boston Bruins, 25-22-6, 56 points. The Detroit Red Wings, 25-21-5, 55 points. The Montreal Canadiens, aka the Montreal Habitants, 24-22-5, 53 points. And in last place in probably all of hockey, double check that. Nope, I'm wrong. But the last place in the Eastern Conference is the Buffalo Sabres.
wow.
19-26-5, 43 points. All right. Now
Goodness.
we're in the West Coast, and since we did the same thing to the Metropolitan Division, we're going to start with the Pacific Division. And at the top of the Pacific is last year's Western Conference finalists, the Edmonton Oilers, 32-15-4, 68 points. Then the Vegas Golden Knights, 31-15-6, 68 points. By the way, fun fact: the Vegas Golden Knights are definitely one of the 5 rings of the bandwagon jumper. So there's that.
Oh dear.
Hot take. Joining the Boston Celtics, Kansas City Chiefs, Manchester United, and Los Angeles Dodgers or New York Yankees. Take your pick. Most likely Los Angeles Dodgers, but yeah. Then the LA Kings, 26-17-6, 58 points. Oh, I forgot the Vegas Golden Knights are 31-15-6, 68 points. The Calgary Flames, 25-18-7, 57 points. The Vancouver Canucks, 23-17-10, 56 points. The Seattle Kraken, 23-27-3, 49 points. The Anaheim Ducks, 21-24-6, 48 points. And the San Jose Sharks, 15-33-6, 36 points.
Okay, so really quick, the Vancouver
Canucks. Yes.
Did you say they've tied 10 times?
Loss, overtime loss. Either they lost in overtime or lost in the shootout. And they're not tied. Yeah, they can't tie anymore. Yep.
Okay, so a win is a win. So a win is a win, whether it's an overtime
or not. Yeah. Yep. Win is a win, whether it's yep. And a loss is a loss, you get nothing. But an overtime loss, you get at least one. And if you lose in a shootout, it's one. So again,
that's a lot of overtime losses.
Yeah, I think it's the most so far.
Yeah, I think it's the most overall.
Yeah, right now, yeah. But they got 10 points out of it, so that's a good thing.
True.
All right. But now in the Central Division, currently the best team in the NHL right now is the Winnipeg Jets. Again, 36-14-3, 75 points. Connor Hellebuck is etching his name into that Vezina. I swear he is. Then, the Minnesota Wild, 31-17-4, 66 points. The Dallas Stars, 32-17-1, 65 points. The Colorado Avalanche, 29-21-2, 60 points. The Utah Hockey Club, hey, we were just talking about them. 21-21-8, 50 points. The St. Louis Blues, 23-24-4, 50 points. The Nashville Predators, 18-24-7, 43 points. And the Chicago Blackhawks, 16-30-5, 37 points. If Billy was here, he'd be raging about the Nashville Predators right now. Anyhow,
that's great.
Now we have to get to our games of the weekend. So there's definitely a lot of them. So I'm gonna basically, you know the rule, Cat, pick two for Saturday and one for Sunday. And for for Saturday's games, we have the Blackhawks Panthers, Rangers Bruins, Predators Penguins, Kings Hurricanes, Islanders Lightning, Jets Capitals, Wild Senators, Maple Leafs Oilers, Red Wings Flames. And Sunday, it's Devils Sabres, Flyers Avalanche, Canadiens Ducks, Islanders Panthers, Golden Knights Rangers, Blue Jackets Stars, Blues in Utah, Red Wings and Canucks, and Flames and Kraken. So
that's a lot on Sunday.
It is. It's a lot on both days. I think they have the same number. So pick two for Saturday.
Okay, well, it's saying that the Blackhawks and Panthers can be seen on ESPN.
Yes, because they're playing at 1:00.
So I'm going with them on Saturday.
Just because you can watch them, okay?
Because I can watch them.
Yay!
And then, it doesn't look like anybody can watch the Maple Leafs and the Oilers, but I love their names. So
Battle of Canada.
I'm gonna try and, yeah, right. And then, gosh, on Sunday, let's see. Gosh, I don't know who I would be able to watch on Sunday. I'm gonna go with the Flyers and Avalanche on Sunday.
Nice. Nicely done. All right. So for me, I'm definitely going with Jets and Capitals, the two best teams in the NHL right now. Yeah, exactly. I think that's going to be great.
And they're at the Capitals.
Yep, they're at Capitals. I'm going with Kings and Hurricanes. I think that's a little underrated right there. But I think that's gonna be excellent. And then finally on Sunday, I'm going with Blue Jackets and Stars. It just seems like the Blue Jackets, they are playing for Johnny Gaudreau, and you can just feel the momentum.
I like momentum. Right. Momentum is good.
Yep, exactly. All right. So that is it for Biscuits and Penalties. I definitely want to tell you that this was definitely brought to you by Social Sports Pad Network. Hey, it's us! Yay!
It is us. Look at that.
Just a definite reminder that the Social Sports Pad Network not only do Biscuits and Penalties, but we have the Hard Count currently beginning season 2. We have the Dirt and Turf podcast heading into season 2 coming soon. When pitchers and catchers report, you can definitely count on Dirt and Turf being there. We also have the Hard Count, our football podcast, and getting ready to wrap up. We have like 2 more podcasts to go. We're going to be doing that next one tomorrow, and then on the last Saturday before the Super Bowl, that'll be the final show of the season before the draft. And of course, let's not forget about February 2nd, the Social Sports Pad Network head to the ring for the Social Slam podcast, where we actually have a special guest, TikTok influencer and Twitch streamer Heel Josh will be making his debut on the Social Sports Pad Network. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Greg from the Lap Down and Alex, who are normally co-hosts with me on Biscuits and Penalties, will be there as well with me. And that's what we have going on. And of course, we have to thank our affiliates, and they are, and of course, they're all in our bio wherever you get your podcasts. That would be Fanatics, Raw Nutrition, Bulletproof Coffee, Dr. Squatch, Sleeps, W Energy, Duke Cannon, Fubo TV, Century PC, and Smackin' Sunflower Seeds. Don't forget to check us out on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We're on TikTok for however long that's still up. And
Right.
we are on YouTube as well. So like, comment, and subscribe. And well, I'm Cobra and Cat. I think I hear the Zamboni coming. We gotta get off the ice. So we'll see you next week.